I say it with conviction. You don't have to even do a master's to become a specialist in some field. What are the options? I mean, this is just to make open many of options for you, many of options. You are going to choose, and you are going to. Don't get frightened now, because I know you're too young to make a decision now. Probably your parents, the people around you will help you to make a decision. But I just wanted you to come with me for a journey that will take you to amazing vistas of civil engineering. One of the critical things, you look at the infrastructure, we need to look at the soil on which we are going to place the building, bridge, whatever it is, it's going to be put on soil, put on Mother Earth. We need to know whether the Mother Earth can hold the weight. We are talking about a heavy element sitting on a Mother Earth. And when it rains, if the strata is not able to take the load, what will happen? That itself is a specialization in engineering. They call it soil mechanics. In India, for instance, I'm telling you, there are 100 stratas of different kinds of soils. Each strata, needs different kinds of intervention in kind of foundations and things like that. Where it's very soft, clay kind of thing, probably piles. You need 101 varieties of foundation to face this issue, address this issue. Soil, just looking at the structure of soil, that's the science of soil. The engineering part of it, it becomes a specialization in itself. It's called soil mechanics. Soil mechanics. Every structure needs to be stable. It has to be strong. It has to be durable. So what do? You get into structural engineering, which is offshoot of civil engineering. You learn about it. You learn about how to design a structure in difficult situations, disaster situations. How do you really make a good structure? Structure is need for anything. Structural engineering is a critical element when you build a bridge, when you pave a road. There's an engineering part of it. Structural engineering in itself will become an exciting avenue for you to move ahead. Let me also make probably a provocative, outrageous statement. There are only a few good structural engineers in this country. You need to develop that potential, because disaster times are coming. Every structure needs to respond to the challenging times. We need thousands and 10,000s of structural engineers in this country. Civil engineers are the only people who can make good structural engineers. We need 10,000s of them, because buildings are coming in the range of millions. And if you don't have at least 10,000 more specialist structural engineers, there's going to be calamity. I told you about the disaster times. If you want to survive disasters, you need to have a good civil engineering background. We say disasters don't kill people, but structures do, buildings do. People get trapped and people get killed. You need to have a different kind of a paradigm for disaster mitigation, disaster resistant technologies. Huge scope for people who are working in this thing, not only in the academic institutions and the local thing, internationally, because the world is facing such a thing. Internationally, you will be wanted. We say that we are responsible for the built-up environment. And as it is, we have to realize that what is the relationship? I said, we are responsible for the buildings and the infrastructure. As it is, we are responsible to keep the Mother Earth green. Green technologies are coming. As you go along this stream, you'll find that environmental engineering is going to be one of the exciting emerging field in the world to come. The green ratings are all around, and very soon, probably in 10 years' time, green technologies are going to be the mandatory thing. Get to the bandwagon first, because it's the early birds that get all the feed. Get into environmental engineering. Get into environmental management. Civil engineers are the best people to get into that. Environmental management is again going to be one of the emerging needs, critically emerging needs in the days to come. I don't know whether you have seen that as students, you might have seen that. We talk about quantity survey on one part. Quantity survey is, looking at the estimates of the buildings and taking out the quantities of materials and rest of it. That's actually what is called quantity surveying. Probably in the second year, third year, you will start about, they are called estimators, they are called quantity survey, no less than an engineer. They are engineers, but specialized in quantity survey. Huge. If you are a quantity surveyor, you will be paid it in millions, especially in Middle East countries and metro cities, Mumbai, Chennai, and the rest of them. If you are a good quantity surveyor, I am telling you, you'll be paid very hefty sums of salaries. Estimators are a wonder breed. Quantity survey is a wonder discipline. Now, when I say that quantity survey is a wonder discipline, let me also take it to another district. It's quite exciting. People ask me, digital surveying. Earlier, when I was studying, we used to do all kinds of plastic surveying, plain table surveying. We used to initially take chain and survey, and those things are all gone. Now we are talking about a very, very small machine. It's called tortoisation. With that small machine, we measure large areas. Digital surveying, and Google survey, as they call it, GPS and the rest of it. They are going to be the things in the days to come. For everything, every infrastructure facility that you need to put up at some point of time, let's say, bridge or a road or a building, you need to survey these things, and you need to have a very detailed survey of things. Survey, digital survey, is going to be another exciting field, specialization in civil engineering. Forget about all these things. Let me take you to two interesting disciplines. You must have heard of public health engineering, which talks about good service systems, talking about good sanitation, good plumbing, and things like that. It has become a huge specialization the world over. The world over, they have become huge specialized area. I don't have to dwell at length about the scope and specificity of the job that you're going to have. It's going to be tremendous. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be lucrative. Unbelievable opportunities are waiting for you as a public health engineering, especially, we are going through COVID times now. In the coming years, probably, all these things are going to be very critical. You are wearing masks. You are actually using sanitizer all the time, washing. It has got, in the years to come, it will have a more critical linkage to public health engineering. Because public health engineering is going to be the moving force behind all these health systems, and we should be happy that we are getting engaged with that. As a civil engineer, half of you, probably 50% of you, may be moving to the conventional paradigm of building. Building as a consultant, as a builder, as a social entrepreneur, you'll be probably getting into this thing. Most important thing is that